with its freedom to explore, resilience to endure. May grace fly alongside this endeavor.
Crew 11, from all of us on the ground, we've enjoyed working with you in preparation for your mission. We look forward to continuing to do so in flight. Good luck. Enjoy the ride.
Yeah, and Xena, you know, hitting the tone I would expect her to do. She is the consummate professional.
Especially
big message of thank you.
Yeah, the gratitude, the team focus, freedom, resilience. These are big themes. These are things that are important to her, and some great words from her. Let's send it now back out to our commentary team for the final minutes of Countdown. Joseph and Samia, take it away.
Thank you, Daryl. Thank you, Nick. And that was beautiful what Xena had to say and reflecting on family and friends, but also that great shot you saw in that 2-box. That was from the International Space Station, that view as the space station actually going right over Florida and the Cape. So it's not just those on the ground that are excited. It's their teammates aboard the orbiting laboratory as well. Well, we're closing in on launch, 8.5 minutes away. It'll be about a 9-minute ride to orbit, which is around the time of the second stage cutoff. Dragon and the second stage will continue to coast for a few minutes after that, and then prior to separation. You'll be hearing some performance calls as we get into the final countdown and then after liftoff. These are SpaceX flight controllers reporting on trajectory, speed, booster, and performance, and the key milestones, but there are some other calls that you'll hear the crew make as well after liftoff. The crew will report out a few number and letter combinations, which mark different abort zones throughout the flight uphill and up the eastern seaboard. The first two, 1A and 1B, those are abort modes available while the first stage is firing. Now, the second are 2A through 2E. Those will come into play once the second stage kicks in, and then though we'll only hear the 2A call out from the team. Diverting a little bit from that naming system, you'll also hear the call Shannon, which refers to Shannon, Ireland. This call means the crew could target off the coast of Ireland if they needed to abort late in that second stage burn. You'll hear these different calls throughout the flight uphill, along with key performance callouts from the guidance, navigation, and control officers, and also the propulsion lead. So we're closing in on T-minus now 7 minutes, and we continue to keep an eye on the weather.
One of the next callouts we're listening for is that stage 1 engine chill has started. That's coming up in just a few seconds. And that is a key process that prepares the engines for flight.
Engine chill has started.
Right on time. Right now, propellant in the tanks is isolated from the engines, but we'll open the engine pre-valves and start trickling some liquid oxygen through the Merlin engine pumps, chilling the engines for the start sequence. We do this because the super chilled and densified liquid oxygen is really, really cold, and we use this process to bring the engine hardware down to a cooler temperature before flowing all of the LOX and propellant into it during flight. At liftoff, Falcon 9 is consuming 700 gallons of fuel per second, so engine chill helps us to prevent thermal shock and ensures nominal engine performance. Shortly after, we should also hear the call out for stage 1 RP1.
Fuel load complete.
Right on time.
So now that engine chill is underway, we're looking ahead to the call out that RP1 load is complete, which just occurred a moment ago, and again, prevents that thermal shock. You got to stretch before you can start running. And RP1 is densified kerosene or rocket fuel that will propel the crew into orbit. And all of that RP1 is now about to be fully loaded into the rocket, since we're previously heard that the second stage is completed, or about to be completed here in just a couple moments. And then while we're still loading liquid oxygen on that first stage and second stages. This is the oxidizer that is needed to combine with the densified kerosene that just finished up loading. The RP1 liquid propellant needs an oxidizer to combine with everything in order to ignite. Coming up at the 5-minute mark, we'll hear the call for Dragon to configure for terminal count and then transition over to into internal power. And that should be happening in about a little less than 30 seconds from now as we continue to close in on that T-0 mark.
So next up in the countdown, the transporter erector, or TE, will begin to retract from Falcon 9. That is the large truss structure you see there standing next to the rocket.